That moment when the I'm starting a business energy wears off and that chief everything officer reality hits. Juggling all the things sales, marketing, admin, content, client work. And at some point, it starts to feel real old, real fast. You wake up in the morning and you look at your budget and think, yeah, not yet. Here's the good news. We're living in the age of AI. It's smarter than your Ivy League graduate. You're not using it like a genie that has general knowledge. You want your AI to be acting like the creme de la creme, Ivy League plus player in your business. Don't let AI feed your procrastination. Prompt your AI to have a bias towards execution and not leading you down a rabbit hole of information. Hey, solopreneurs can now say they have an R&D department. What technically they do. I don't believe that AI will replace founders, entrepreneurs. We use AI to amplify their work into stratospheric levels of mastery. I'd like to invite you to become a part of something new that I'm building. Hey friends, welcome back to the Entrepreneur's Kitchen, where faith and strategy come together and where every conversation helps you grow a business that actually works for your life. Today we're talking about something that every founder faces. That moment when the I'm starting a business energy wears off and that chief everything officer reality hits. Juggling all the things sales, marketing, admin, content, client work. And at some point, it starts to feel real old, real fast. The only problem is you're not ready to hire. Or maybe you're not even sure how to hire your first team members. So you start thinking about people in your network who might help or who might be potentially good fits to help you build out your business. But then that entrepreneurship wisdom kicks in. You're sleeping, and in your sleep, that entrepreneur wisdom is playing over and over. Your first hire sets the culture. Only hire A players. They make or break your business. And then you wake up in the morning and you look at your budget and think, yeah, not yet. But here's the good news. We're living in the age of AI. So today I want to show you how to use AI as your first hire. This is going to take some hats off your head so you can actually start running your business like a CEO. All the knowledge that's ever existed technically is known by your AI. It's smarter than your Ivy League graduate. But here's the catch. The way you use it is very important. If you treat your AI like your know-it-all bestie who knows everything about everything, you're going to get general knowledge out of your AI. And that's not the insight that you're looking for if you're a business owner. You want your AI to be that A+ player. You want your AI to be acting like the creme de la creme, Ivy League plus player in your business. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. Here's some things I've discovered about creating an A team using AI. Tip number 1, give it a singular role. Marketer, strategist, copywriter, podcast producer, YouTube SEO expert, whatever, give it a singular role. I like to think of it like using the AI where you need the most help with heavy lifting. So where you need it most, give it that one job. And when your AI knows its role, instead of all the knowledge that technically has ever existed, it filters knowledge through a specific lens. The more specific your direction, the more specific the results that you get. Remember, you don't want to be getting general knowledge from your AI. Tip number 2, feed it your context, your business model, your audience, your offers, your tone, how you work best, your strengths, the things that you're gifted in. If you want AI to work in your business, you've got to allow it to know your business. Think about it like you're onboarding a new hire. That's what you're doing with your AI. You're training it to be part of your team. So treat it like a team member and onboard it properly. Tip number 3, when you're using the AI, give it clear instruction. For example, don't just say, write me a post about XYZ. Instead, say, Create a LinkedIn post about XYZ with a hook that drives emotion, a story, and a CTA that drives people towards action. Give me 3 variations based on this platform's best practice. That's CEO energy. You're managing your AI like a top performer. You're not using it like a genie that has general knowledge. Tip number 4, train it that your expectation is for it to think strategically. You don't just want it to be a yes man. I don't know if you've noticed this, but your AI typically will say something like, great, that response is perfect. It begins by saying something like that, and you don't want your AI to be doing that. Let's think about it. If you're going to have A players, you don't hire A players just to do tasks. You hire A players to solve problems. So prompt your AI to think strategically. Ask it things like, find the gap in this logic. Tell it your strategic plan. Ask it things like, identify why this offer isn't working. Feed it your product description. Ask it things like, apply marketing psychology to this pitch. Feed it your email pitch to a prospective client. You don't need your chat GPT to be a yes man and to make you feel good. You need your chat GPT to be brushing against your ideas and helping you to be better, just like if you had a team of A players in your business. Tip number 5, use it for research, but here's the caveat, verify. AI is incredible at taking mountains of information and finding the gold. So use it to research your industry, your competitors, and your trends, but always verify. A few rules to keep this sharp. Stick to one topic per chat. Don't jump from topic to topic to topic on one chat. And keep reminding it of your context. After I've been chatting for a while on a topic, I will ask, do you recall the framework that we started this chat with? You want it to confirm, and then it will tell you what the framework was about. You want to be sure that you're on the same page, just like if you're working with a person. You want to be sure that you're on the same page. So keep reminding it of your context, and then ask it for reputable sources when you're doing research. That way, if you decide to act on that information, you can go to the source and verify that that is truly what the source is saying and compare with your ChatGPT notes. So the most important thing here is make sure that you verify before you use the research on ChatGPT, which leads us into the next point. Tip number 6, use AI to edit. Don't use it to be you. Now, this one's big. A lot of entrepreneurs right now are using AI to do all their content marketing writing, which is great because it saves time. The only problem is all the content on the platforms is sounding the same because the source is the same and the prompting is probably the same too. Using the chat GPT to do all your writing, no bueno, we're not doing that. When everybody else is using AI to do their writing, this is a huge opportunity to differentiate. Do your own writing if you can. Write your own copy and then use the AI to amplify what you've written, not to write for you. Because your voice is your brand and you know what it is that you're trying to accomplish. AI doesn't know that. If people are prompting the same way, it's feeding them all. So there's no distinction between your brand and somebody else's. We're all spewing out the same thing. And people now have a sense of what is AI written. And a lot of people, it puts them off. So use this to your advantage. Write in your own words and then ask ChatGPT to improve your writing for things like flow, clarity, punch, while telling it to maintain your language, and for things like structure. Here's a basic tip that's really going to help in terms of content marketing. Make sure you read out loud. Read it out loud, whatever the ChatGPT has written for you. Because ChatGPT has a way of writing rhythmic sentences that sound really good because of the rhyme. You know, they feel good, but they don't make any sense sometimes. So you want to make sure you say out loud so that you can say, hey, that doesn't make any sense. And then you can go in and fix that. Here's a bonus tip. Don't let AI feed your procrastination. If you're like me and you love learning, you may relate to this. AI becomes kind of your favorite distraction. It keeps asking, can I do this for you? Can I tell you more about this? And of course, me being me, I'm like, yes, that sounds interesting. But no, we're not doing that. This is us in CEO training. We don't need to know everything about a topic in one sitting session. we need enough to make smart decisions. So prompt your AI to have a bias towards execution and not leading you down a rabbit hole of information. 'Cause at the end of the day, execution equals results, not endless thinking. Start thinking of your AI as your department heads. Have a marketing GPT and an operations GPT, a research GPT. Hey, solopreneurs can now say they have an R&D department. Well, technically they do, but I'm just poking fun at this idea. But truly, share your ideas, your systems, your SOPs with the AI. One of the things about being a founder is that you walk around with all this information in your head and all these notebooks everywhere, if you're like me, all this information saved online. And yeah, it is as overwhelming as it sounds. Give your AI enough information to know you, to know your business. Give it a role, give it a context, give it some work to do. Remember, as the CEO, you're giving it directions, and as an A player, it's going to go out there and find the best information and options to accomplish what it is that you're trying to do. Here's another bonus tip. This is what I do. After I've updated the way I do things using the AI, I ask it to create a document for me, an updated SOP that I download and I save on my computer. Because I don't know, but I always have this feeling that what if I couldn't access my chat GPT tomorrow? What if this company wasn't there tomorrow and there I've given it all my information and I have nothing to work with? So always, if you have a new procedure or a new way of doing things that you've worked through with your AI, ask it to create a one-pager, something that you can store on your computer or somewhere else where you have an idea of, okay, this was the change we made here and here. Remember, you are the CEO. It's your responsibility to run your business. AI is just an incredible gift to solopreneurs and small business owners because it's going to create speed and it's going to create efficiency. And it also allows you to have an overview of how your business is running. Because when you no longer have everything, every department in your head, you can start to think about how to do things better, how to improve your business, and take a bird's eye view of what's happening instead of always being in the weeds of getting things done. Now, I have a hypothesis that I want to share with you. I don't believe that AI will replace founders, entrepreneurs. I believe that AI is a tool and technology will always change, but there's certain principles that won't change. If you're a master at doing something, that will always be of value. The caveat here is looking at whatever it is that we're doing in our businesses and identifying where is the real value in what I do, or where is the real value in my industry. The thing that isn't, hey, we'll just flip a switch and give it to AI. That's the thing that I think we need to discover. For me as a marketer, I had to realize that, okay, writing copy is something that eventually AI will probably do better than everyone. So I have to ask myself, where in what I do is the value? And I think the value probably lies further upstream in strategy than it does in creating of assets and creating of copy and things like that. And beginning to think that way in your own industry, where is the real value? So that you master that point where the real value is. Use the time you save with AI to grow in that area, to become a master in that area. Because for Christian entrepreneurs, Proverbs 22:29, do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men. Use AI to refine what you do, because mastery is what's going to set you apart. Before you go, if this episode spoke to you, I'd like to invite you to become a part of something new that I'm building. It's called the Founders Mastermind, and it's a monthly book club and a growth circle for Christian entrepreneurs. I truly believe that the people who have business acumen and knowledge of how to do things will be able to use AI to amplify their work into stratospheric levels of mastery. It all begins with how much do we know? If that is something you're interested in, I've linked it down below. The Founders Mastermind. It's a monthly book club for people who are serious about business and faith and being in community. That's my personal invitation to you. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone. Let's get every solopreneur, founder that's been drowning, doing everything on their own, wearing several hats. Let's get them creating an AI team of 8 players to help them build their business. Thank you for watching. See you next time.